Today I'm celebrating the great musician Jon Hopkins, and this will probably be quite short because, to be honest, I think that celebrating a musician, there's probably no better way than listening to their music. So whether you know his work or not, I really recommend that you pick a song and try something whilst you're here on YouTube or wherever it is that you're viewing this. Jon Hopkins is, for me, the perfect synthesis of the acoustic and the electronic worlds in the form of music. He's a piano player who plays ever so sweetly. He seems to have a thing for ambient piano music, which is something that I have loved for many years. But it's that very calm, very deep sounding, mm, evocative music through this keyboard that is, you know, never ceases to amaze me. It's incredible that there are people who are still able to do things with pianos that seem to have not been done before. And I would say Jon Hopkins is one of those people, and he's incorporated his piano playing into these unbelievable electronic textures that are totally otherworldly and never cease to amaze my imagination. One night in particular, I had an unforgettable experience listening to one of his albums, which for me was the and I think probably remains one of the greatest electronic albums that I've ever heard. It fascinates me that people can use electronic instruments to sound so organic that it's possible to sound so human and to create these otherworldly environments that are almost completely formed by technology and yet sound so beautiful and human. This one particular album absolutely astounded me because in the course of the album there are these very peculiar chord changes and key changes and these strange things that happen, that at the very end of the album there's one song which suddenly reveals that all of the other songs came from that single song that involves some singing and some acoustic guitar, and all of that had been taken out and explored to create this whole album of electronic textures. It's an absolute feat of genius. One of the things that I particularly like about Jon Hopkins, and I know very little about him, but I do know that he's a man who has spent many years exploring meditation and other techniques related to self-exploration and self-awareness. He's created music which is specifically for ceremonial purposes, for people to use during psychedelic experiments. He has an incredible respect for the delicacy of human attention, for how gently we need to treat and to approach someone's mind in the course of being really involved with a musical experience. I've seen him perform live, and he may be creating enormous sounds of sometimes very violent and provocative textures, and yet inside him seems to be this very quiet stillness. He seems to be someone of a very calm demeanour, and the contribution that he's made to my life with the various albums that he's recorded and that I've enjoyed has already been immense. And being able to dance to his music in a huge venue was also something that I'm eternally grateful for. And so I would like to honour here the work of Jon Hopkins. I recommend and convey his work to you. I hope you'll explore some if you don't know it, and if you do, and I'm sure you'll be happy to join with me in taking a moment to give thanks for the presence of Jon Hopkins in this world and the incredible music he has made.